Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So on today's video we'll be talking about the new persona, which is Ledakrad. So I haven't gotten him yet, but I've been facing a lot of people who have gotten them, and I do think that he is a really good defender. I will explain his uses right now. His unique ability, his best defender partner, and so on. Alright, so first of all, his skill or his stats, he does have not really the high amount of HP, as you can see. um so at 120 maximum rank boosted, he only has like 4000 HP, which is why some people prefer to use defense rune on him instead of going for HP rune. So because even though you have a really good insane um, HP defense HP increase percentage, because due to his low HP he doesn't gain that much. Okay, so his kit are very unique, starting from his first skill called the Homunculus Duplication. So this is where his main ability shine. So he has the ability to duplicate any defender skill which or that are applied before battle. So any before battle skill, he will be able to duplicate them, but there is still some restriction. I will show you guys in a sec. So there are some skill that he can um, copy, some skill that he can't. Okay, so the next part is the permanence HP boost. So where on the start of the battle, he will increase his HP. So the more HP he has, the more HP boost he will get. But due to his low amount of HP, some people does prefer on using um, defense route. Okay, but if you are a Seola team, if you use Seola, you can. I do suggest you guys to use HP rune, because Seola already boosts your basically your defense. So try to maximize. If you use venaka's comp, try using defense rune. But if you are using for example Seola, use the HP one. Okay, so at +0, +3 it will increase to 100%, +4 to 115, level 5 to 130, level 7 to 145, level 8 to 160, level 10 or +10 to 200%. So this is where his HP permanent boost max stat is at. Okay, so before that, we'll go here. So basically here are the skill that he can copy and he could not. So the green one are for the the skill that he can. The red one are skill that he could not copy. So I will give you a link to this photo guide, um, which you can check on yourself. So let's start with Mamonir. Out of all this, there are a lot of defenders that he can combo it, but I do think that this skill that he really shines, or the teammate that he really shines on, are on Mamonir, on Granhildr, and on Benshina. Why? First of all, the reason why you want to use him with Mamonir is because of the counter nullifier. So the reason why, because there are a lot of venaka's team right now. By having buff prohibition counter, you will be able to counter their um, venaka, because venaka could not give the aura dance when he reapplied the buff or she applied the buff. So very good counter for venaka team, and with Ledakrad having taunt and this skill, it does pose a really bad threat for venaka's team abuser. Okay, next is Granhildr. For his counter, her counter is the reason why you want to get her counter is because the counter um are really good. because Ledakrad don't have any counter damage um, that he can give. By having Granhildr, you can gain from the damage reduction. You can also counter the enemy damage. You can counter direct damage. Please do keep that in mind. Okay. The next is the regeneration. By having Granhildr, he will also have the regeneration, meaning that he will keep on healing um every turn, we even without seol. So please do keep that in mind. You don't need seol for Ledakrad. He can regen if you have Granhildr in the team. So please pair. If you don't have Granhildr, go for seol. If you do have Granhildr, you can manage without seol. Okay. I forgot about the debuff unity. So by having Mamonir in the team, debuff unity can also help reduce the incoming damage that Ledakrad gain. The other skill are not really good for her. Next is the Benshina. The only skill that I do want um, is the first second skill. For the third, her awakening skill is quite good, but if you already have Granhildr, it should be enough. Next, the first skill is the taunt. So by having taunt, basically he when the enemy grave are created, sorry, he will basically have taunt because Ledakrad have a really um, I don't think he has taunt actually. Yeah, as you can see here, he does not have any taunt skill. So the reason why I want you want basically Benshina on her um, is so that he can taunt because he cannot copy the Granhildr skill. So get Benshina so that every time the enemy grave are created, your Ledakrad will taunt. So it's a really good combo. The next one is on Kaylin. Why? Because Kaylin have the Drunken Brawler skill. So with the Drunken Brawler combined with the taunt, um, basically the card is unstoppable. You really can't kill on Ledakrad because of those things, and also because of the counter, he might be able to kill the enemies. So for the rest, I do think that some of them are good. Cecilia, for example, which is quite niche, but if you are using it on arena, I do think Mamonir, Granhildr, and Benshina is the perfect pair for him. Okay. Next is the chain of emptiness. So this skill is basically um, the some sort of death guard, but the death guard have turn limits, and also when you kill the enemy's Ledakrad, and the death guard proc, he will gain permanent HP boost, which is amount to the skill 25,000 for plus C plus sorry 15,000 for plus 0. So it start from 12 turn, 15k, increase to 16 to 15k, level 2 20 turns will for 15k, and at plus 6 it increased to 20 turns and 20k, plus 9 20k and more HPs to 25,000. Plus 12 is where the optimum skill for Ledakrad is, because he now gained two types of death guard here. The advanced chains of emptiness and the normal chain of emptiness. So advanced means that now he has two death guard. One is the advanced, so when he dies he gains 5,000, and when he dies again he gains 25,000. Okay. Plus 13, 20 turns and 5,000. Plus 14, 26 turn, 5,000, and the same for this. And lastly at plus 15, 30 turn, 5,000, 20 turn, 25,000. The reason why I do suggest on getting plus 12 to plus 15 Ledakrad is because you need the maximum turn for this skill. So the more turn you have, the more chance that your Ledakrad can survive, because he is easily killed if you don't have the Chain of Emptiness skill on. Okay, next is the unstable. So when the Chain of Emptiness skill are basically removed, so this is the reason why you want your um, high level of Ledakrad is because you don't want this skill to expire, because the unstable will proc when the chains on emptiness are removed. Okay, so 30 turns, 50 turns in total if you go to 4 plus 15. But if you are low level, when this skill expired, you will get the unstable. So when the unstable effect are on the way, meaning that he get these two skill. So when within the 10 turns, he will have the ability to deal additional damage, death ignoring additional damage to the enemy based on his HP. So the higher the HP, the higher damage that he can deal. But that is on the pace on in which this skill expired. So I can summarize Ledakrad into two pace. First, the defender pace, next is the warrior or damage dealing pace. But on the damage dealing pace, he only have limited turns, and when this skill expired, which is 10 turns, he will immediately become extinct, meaning that he will die. So this is why you want this Chain of Emptiness to be as high as possible, because you do want your Ledakrad to survive as long as possible. Okay, guys. Um, so let's go for +1, no changes. +2 plus 15. So only level 0 to level 15 or +15, in which the level increases to 16 turns. So the turn increase from 10 to 16. So more um, delayed turn before he got extinct, and he still has the same multiplier for the damage, death ignoring additional damage. So um, at most limit that he can survive if you are unable to kill him, 30 turns at +15, another 20 turns, so 50 turns, and lastly the extinct 16 turn. So 66 turn is the maximum turn duration if for Ledakrad to survive in the arena before he dies. So basically some sort of arcane. Okay. So, and lastly, her or his awakening skill is death ignoring additional damage. So the more HP he has, the more additional damage that he dealt, which is death ignoring. So you want him to have huge HP if you want him to deal damage. If you don't have seol team, please do keep that in mind. Okay, and at +11, he has the skill to taunt, which is 6 turn after normal attack. So there is a chance for you to buff prohibit them. Okay, please keep that in mind. The reason why you still want Benshina on him is because his taunt is only 6 turn. You need basically better taunt or more reliable taunt for him to be able to keep taunting and tanking. Okay. The advanced pulverization is max HP times 35% additional damage. So yeah, I don't think you guys should use Vital Rune on him if you don't if you have if you don't have Venakas on the team. So if you don't, I'm sorry, not Venaka, Seola. So if you don't have Seola on your team, use double defense. If you have Seola on the team, you can use one vital, one defense, or two vital, depending on if you want him to deal a lot of damage or not. But his main purposes is for defending, so I do think that defense runes are more reliable on her or on him. Okay, so let's go to the showcase on in which I got wrecked by him. Okay, so I was fighting this Grandmaster with basically three defenders on his team. He doesn't actually use Cell in the team, so I do expect him to use defense rune. So, but let's see what rune did he use. So basically, 4 warriors here. Mamonir, he get Ledakrad gets the counter. He got the Mamonir regen, as you can see. Mamonir regen, max HP. He got the Benshina's damage, the Benshina taunt, and he did turn for 30 turn. Okay, so let's see why. And as you can see, he basically has low HP and he used 2 defense rune, which I already suggest you guys. So as you can see, Ledakrad taunt. I was not able to kill him, even with my slain. I was not able to kill him. I have tried using my Sigmund, any other units. It's really hard for you guys to kill him. Okay, so this is just one example of the party combination that basically they are suggested for you guys to use Ledakrad Summary, Granhildr, Benshina, Mamonir. So yeah, I do really recommend him. So yeah, I was basically wrecked by the enemy slain because he counter killed my team. I do think that when I use Orochi on the enemy's Ledakrad, it's really hard for me to kill him because he have 2 regen basically from Granhildr and from Benshina. So yeah, this battle I was already losing when I can't kill the enemy slain. But the enemy Ledakrad, it's really hard to kill him. Okay, as you can see, when the chain of Emptiness skill expired, the advanced and the normal one, he gained the ability to stun and deal tons of damage, as you can see on the Mamonir. When this skill expired, he will die. Yes. Can we see whether he died or not? Nah, too bad. He was going to expire within 1 more turn. So yeah. Basically, you get him to plus 15 for the 66 turn on him. Okay, next is another showcase, I think, which is this guy. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, this guy. So he used Kaelin for the Drunken Brawler. Okay, he used Granhildr and Mamonir, the most recommended partner for him. Okay, let's see. And he also have Benshina. He used HP rune, I think. Yeah, 2 HP rune. So basically, I killed the enemy venaka. Give me Alec. Kill my team. And yeah, even with my walls, I was not able to kill him because of the tons of damage reductions and everything. So yeah, my warrior was not able to kill him, meaning that his warrior was able to kill my team. So with Ledakrad in the team now, it is possible to use warrior and mixed defender combination. Okay, seol is not really needed if you have Granhildr on your team. So you can vary actually. Okay, next is another attack, I think, which I lost. So yeah, this is another attack which I lost. Even though I moved first, I still lost because of the enemy Ledakrad. So I basically use my Orochi on top, in which he stands. But I do think that he basically out-heal my Orochi. So you can see here 2 vital again. So yeah, Asmod was not able to kill him. Okay. Yeah, if you have Benshina too here, I do think that he can easily out-heal. So yeah, he was able to kill my back unit because he used 2 vital runes. So it depends. If you want to go for an attacking Ledakrad, go for vital. If you want to use him as mainly tank, go for defense rune. But if you use seol, again, you can go for vital rune pretty easily. And this Ledakrad is only plus 14. So even with plus 14, he can still easily kill my units. So yeah, basically that's all for Ledakrad. I do think that he is really good if you have Mamonir, if you have Granhildr, and if you have Benshina. So if you got all these units at plus 15, go and get him. But if you don't, I do think Slain is still the better options because his kit are pretty simple. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
お前はもう